We're gonna see what we're praying for. We believe.
This is Kenneth Clark. I want to welcome you to my zone of passion. I want to talk to you briefly. I want to talk about emotional dysfunction. Think about that. Emotional dysfunction is, let's talk about what is dysfunction is a social behavior in a way regarded as bad. Think about that. If you have areas of your life that you've been struggling with all of your life and it tends to come out in relationships, if you'll stay tuned, I've got keys that can radically transform your life. But you got to be willing to do the work. If you don't do the work, nothing is going to change. Let's talk about in Exodus 1 and 22 about Pharaoh. Pharaoh was a wicked, he was an angry man, he was a murderer, and his heart was hardened. Pharaoh was. He kept all the children of Israel in bondage. For years and years and years had them in slavery. And then Pharaoh made a decree that every son that is born, we're going to kill him and we're going to send him, the way he's going to allow them to be killed is let him float down the river. How tormenting, how hard is a person's heart to do that? His heart was hardened. He had emotional dysfunction in his life. I was watching a program just this week on Oprah station. It's this young couple, young black African American couple. They had attraction for one another. They liked one another, and they had set a date to get married. And they kept postponing their marriage because the female, she was so in love with him that she was feeling like she was not connected because he wasn't connecting with her in the areas of affection. Think about that. I seen that growing up, and where I grew up, that was common to not to be affectionate toward one another. And so it really bothered her, so they got counseling and started dealing with what's going on with her and why he didn't want to hold hands. And the counselor started focusing in on the gentleman. How does it make you feel? And he was sharing with her, I feel awkward. I didn't see it growing up, so it's awkward. And so she would feel disconnected. And it bothered her. They put that marriage off 2 or 3 times. Because she was doing the right thing. You need to be connected in the areas of affection, and that's vital for a marriage. So it's a good thing that she went to counseling before they got married, because it would only escalate when you get married, and he's not doing those things. He doesn't want to hold your hand. He doesn't want to walk next to you, but he wants to have relationships with you. I tell you, in my own personal life, I'm going to give you some strategies here that I was married for 16 years, and I didn't have role models in my life. I didn't see affectionate family hugging and embracing one another. I didn't see that. And so when you get involved with someone, and my ex-wife was very affectionate, she had that growing up. So I felt just like that guy that I saw on Oprah station. I felt like I wasn't comfortable doing it. But yet, it's so vital for a relationship. A relationship that lead to a marriage or just a boyfriend and girlfriend. That's vital. And so the Spirit of God allowed me to see. We had some friends. They had a family. They had a ranch. They would always invite us over every weekend. And his wife would cook. And me and my wife and kids and their kids loved to play with one another. And I loved the horses and stuff. And every time I'm there, he would hold his wife's hand. And I saw that. And I was like, wow, man. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this example right here. God allowed me to see that. And God knew that I was going to be set up to either give my wife affection or she was going to get it from somebody else. Listen to this. As I saw those examples and what it was like, I was being challenged by my wife that at that time, I'm single now, she said, either you're going to give me affection, she said it in a sweet tone of voice, or somebody's going to give it to me. She needed that. She needed that to be connected, to feel connected to that person, to me. I was at a crossroad, and I listened. I'm a good listener now. I listened to her, and I saw the examples, so all I had to do was act on it. I had to do away with how I was feeling, and I gave her life. I laid down my life so that I could give her life. And when I began to do that, I felt like I was uncomfortable doing it, but I kept doing it. If you do something long enough, they say 15 to 30 days, you'll change. You can create a habit. So I gave her affection, and how it made her feel, it was very rewarding. That she felt connected. She felt she was happier. I said, okay, I can do this. And I began to put away how I was feeling, and I began to just put actions. See, if you're willing to do the work, you'll get the results that you need in your relationship. I'm talking about emotional dysfunction. That stuff is so vital. And now to this day, I'm not married anymore. Been single for 13 years. I'm very, very affectionate because I saw the value of what it does to the other partner. And now I love it. I crave it. I crave it because I redirected my thoughts and my actions, and I gave her life and gave it to her more abundantly when I was able to connect with her and be affectionate toward her. And then through my dating experiences over the years, I meet women that have been abused, neglected, and I date them, and they don't want all of that affection. And I told them, you're missing it. You need to lay down what happened to you all those years and begin to receive. There's a level of healthy affection that doesn't lead to sexual intimacy. It leads to just fulfillment. This person matters. He just wants to embrace me. I want to thank you for stopping in to my zone of passion. I just want to talk to you from my heart, share my testimony, how I overcame that area of dysfunction in my life. You can do it too. You can overcome. Just stop feeling. You can't stop feeling that way until you practice something long enough and it begins to be a way of life for you. And then you don't have those thoughts anymore. So you're going to have to be willing to do the work. You'll get the results. I want to thank you, and I ask that you subscribe to these videos. And I want to big God bless you.
Stronger.